Someone encouraged me to read Project 2025, Chapter 3, page 72, and now I'm encouraging you to do the same. They are attacking civil rights. They are undermining the Civil Rights Act. If you are a person of color who is thinking about supporting Project 2025 and or voting in support of Project 2025, I want you to understand that you are voting against yourself. You are voting against your own best interests. You are voting for your demise. And you are quite literally voting your right.
I am so happy that there are more and more young people who are speaking out against Donald Trump and the Republican Party and are talking about Project 2025. This is Chapter 3. This is the section you are looking for. And if you can see it, page 72. Let's read it together, shall we? I'll be looking over here because I've got it up on my monitor on the big screen. You know, my eyes. It should not be impossible, even for a large national government, to hire good people through merit selection. The government did so for years, but it has proven difficult in recent times to select personnel based on their knowledge, skills, and abilities. KSA, knowledge, skill, and abilities, as the law dictates. Yet for the past 34 years, the U.S. Civil Service has been unable to distinguish consistently between strong and unqualified applicants for employment. As the Carter presidency was winding down, the U.S. Department of Justice and top lawyers at the OPM contrived with plaintiffs to end civil service IQ examinations because of concern about their possible impact on minorities. The OPM had used the Professional and Administrative Career Examination General Intelligence Exam to select college graduates for top agency employment. But Carter administration officials, probably without the president's informed concurrence, abolished the PACE through a legal consent court decree, capitulating to demands by civil rights petitioners who contended that it was discriminatory. The judicial decree was to last only 5 years, but still controls federal hiring and is applied to all KSA tests even today. General ability tests like the PACE have been used successfully to assess the usefulness and cost-effectiveness of broad intellectual qualities across many separate occupations. Courts have ruled that even without evidence of overt, intentional discrimination, such results might suggest discrimination. This doctrine of disparate impact could be ended legislatively or at least narrowed through the regulatory process by a future administration. Which administration would that be? Y'all can comment that down below. In any event, the federal government has been denied the use of rigorous entry examination for 3 decades, relying instead on self-evaluations that have forced managers to resort to subterfuge such as pre-selection friends or associates that they believe are competent to obtain qualified employees. In 2015, President Barack Obama's OPM began to introduce an improved merit examination called USA Hire, which it had been testing quietly since 2012 in a few agencies for a dozen job descriptions. The tests had multiple choice questions with only one correct answer. Some questions even required essay replies. Questions that would change regularly to depress cheating. President Donald Trump's OPM planned to implement such changes, but was delayed because of legal concerns over possible disparate impact. Courts have agreed to review the consent decree if the Uniform Guidelines on Employee Selection Procedures setting the technical requirements for sound exams are reformed. A government that is unable to select employees based on KSA-like test qualifications cannot work, and the OPM must move forward on this very basic personnel management obligation. So, what Project 2025 is calling for, they want to be able to test applicants who apply for federal positions. Their claim, they want to be able to assess applicants based on their KSA, knowledge, skill, and abilities. What's the underlining dirty implication of this? The underlining dirty implication of this is that black people who are currently working for the federal government, they got that job because of affirmative action. They got that job because of diversity, equity, inclusion, not because they are qualified for the position. There are other ways to assess an applicant's skills, their experience, their education. There are other ways to assess that other than this biased test that President Carter got rid of decades ago. Without a doubt, whatever test they implement should Donald Trump get back into office, it will be written in such a way that it will automatically disqualify black and brown people. Whatever system they put into place, whatever rules and laws they put into place, it will be put into place to suppress and oppress black and brown people. So when the young man at the beginning of the video said they are coming after your civil rights, they are absolutely coming after your civil rights, because it was the Civil Rights Act that forced President Carter to remove such biased testing. Okay? Are we clear? I hope we're clear. It's all in Project 2025. All you have to do is read it.